My name is Martha. I am 68 years old now. I spent 42 long years working as a nurse in hospitals in Virginia Beach. Most of my life passed inside cold white hospital wards. The smell of medicine and disinfectant was always around me. Many nights I stayed awake while the rest of the world slept. I often held dying patients' hands and tried to comfort them. I saw life begin and end many times in front of my eyes. I had only one son, whose name was Timothy. When he was just 5 years old, my husband William died in a painful accident. That day, my world shattered completely. After that, Timothy became my only reason to live. I worked day and night just for his happiness. I gave him everything I could afford. But deep inside, I had my own dream. I always wanted a small yellow house with a white door. I imagined it right in front of the ocean. I dreamed of sitting on its porch and listening to the waves. I saved money very carefully for 32 years. I never spent on luxury for myself. I kept every extra dollar in my credit union account. Finally, my bank balance reached $343,000. At that moment, I felt my dream was almost real. But when I checked the house price, it was $400,000. I was short of money and very worried. Then my son Timothy told me, "Mom, do not worry." He said borrow the remaining amount from my wife Zendaya. He reminded me that we are family. I felt uncomfortable, but trusted my son. So I hesitated and then agreed. I had no idea that this was a cruel trap by my own child. Only 4 days after buying the house, Timothy changed his behavior. His tone became cold and distant. He told me that Zendaya family would come to live in the house. He said they needed more space and privacy. Then he told me to move into the servants' quarters. Soon Zendaya arrived in a big car. Her mother, Kate Blanchett, came with her. Her two sisters, Florence Pug and Anya Taylor-Joy, were also with them. They walked into my house as if they owned it. They started giving orders immediately. Kate looked around with displeasure on her face. She said this house looks old and outdated. She said we must renovate and change everything. My old furniture was picked up and thrown into the garage. Some of my precious belongings were treated like trash. The next 2 weeks were extremely difficult for me. Every morning, I was forced to wake up at 6 a.m. Zendaya would shout loudly, "Martha, make breakfast." She demanded that Kate must have an organic smoothie. Slowly, I became their personal servant. Zendaya filmed everything for her social media. In her videos, she pretended to be kind. She said, "Look, we are helping my poor mother-in-law." But in reality, she treated me badly. One night, they organized a big fancy dinner party. Many guests came in expensive clothes. They laughed, drank wine, and enjoyed themselves. A guest asked who cooked this delicious food. Zendaya smiled sweetly and said I prepared everything. She added that Martha only helped a little. That same night, I overheard them talking in the hallway. Kate told Timothy next time, make her sign the papers. She said we will send her to a cheap old age home. I sat alone in my small room and cried. While crying, I noticed an old dusty box in the corner. Inside it, I found a photocopy of an insurance check. The check amount was $600,000. This money was supposed to come to me after William's death. But I saw my signature on it, which was fake. I realized Timothy had stolen that money. For years, he had lied to me about it. I immediately called my old friend Mrs. Streep, who was a lawyer. She listened to everything very carefully. Together, we made a strong legal plan. We secretly installed hidden cameras all over the house. We wanted proof of everything they were doing. The cameras recorded their conversations and actions. Later, I found another important file among Kate's belongings. Inside was William's real autopsy report. The report clearly stated that William did not die from falling scaffolding. It said he had been hit on the head before the accident. The foreman at that construction site was Kate's husband. That meant he was also Zendaya's father. I realized the truth slowly. Zendaya's marriage to Timothy was not love. It was a carefully planned conspiracy. They wanted to silence me forever. One day Florence Pug and Anya Taylor-Joy came to my room. They looked frightened and guilty. Florence started crying and said, "Martha, please forgive us." They gave me a voice recorder. In it, Kate was telling Timothy to remove me from the path forever. Hearing that made me tremble in fear. The following Tuesday, Timothy came to the house. He was holding donation papers in his hand. I calmly convinced him to stay the night. At midnight, he entered my bedroom with a knife. But instead of me, there were only pillows on the bed. Suddenly, all the lights in the room turned on. I was standing there with Mrs. Streep and police officers. The knife slipped from Timothy's hand in shock. Mrs. Streep played all the recorded videos and audio. Everything clearly showed their conspiracy and crimes. In court, Kate Blanchett was sentenced to life imprisonment. Timothy and Zendaya were each given 20 years in prison. I finally got my yellow house back. I also received the $600,000 with interest. Today I sit peacefully on the porch of my yellow house. The ocean is right in front of me. Florence and Anya now take care of me like real daughters. The sound of waves makes my heart calm. I feel that I have saved my home. More importantly, I got justice for my husband's death.